That former Department of Defense is also the CEO of Halliburton, and he starts a war. And what's the pretext of the war? Well, George W., you made fun of my dad. No, that's not the reason he went after him. They needed more money to run their forever wars. Remember, that's the war that was before Afghanistan. That gave them a 20-year run in Afghanistan. Look, these people are, all they are is neocon war-mongering motherfuckers. They're like Genghis Khan with new weapons. That's what they are. They give two fucks about us. They just want to keep doing what they're doing. We got to put a stop to them. We got to. They've stolen our science from us.
What about like the chemtrails and the sun blocking threats?
Think about it. Who wants to block the sun? Gates.
Gates.
What does he have in common? Dermatologist? Optima. It's all about profits. What does it come back to? But remember what you said to me.
It always comes back to that. Oh why, human spirit is so corruptible. Kinda ruins everything, huh? But yeah, those chemtrails, they kill my motherfucking vibe over here. They've been pretty good over here in the Finland, but we're gonna check some base history with Uncle Jack more. But first, let me introduce you the biggest oyster I've ever seen. Look at this huge guy. It's the size of my head. It's not the size of my head. Let's taste it. Oyster up! That DHA in my brain. We all need that. Oh, that's a good ass oyster. Oysters are the food of kings. 100%. And you can be king, or you can be peasant and eat your oatmeal and shit. Anyway, the chemtrails, I was speaking one of my subscribers, Michael, that they are kind of 50-50 in Finland right now. But some days it's the perfect skies. I haven't seen any chemtrails today. There's some natural clouds today. But some days they're killing my motherfucking vibe. I wanna be outside, enjoying the sun, enjoying the nature. It's perfect blue skies and then pew pew pew. But let's check this base history lesson. Because you never know what are they gonna drop on your ass with these chemtrails. Hit it, Uncle Jack.
American University speech, and I don't know if you know this history lesson because it's really important. That's when we have something called Operation Northwoods. And Operation Northwoods was when General Groves and his second generation of idiots told President Kennedy in 1962 around the Cuban Missile Crisis that we should stage terrorist events in the southeastern part of the United States on the American people so that would give them a mode and method to go in and invade Cuba and wipe them out and get rid of the bombs that were in the satellite photos. They actually presented this to President. It's very, very well known. And why do I tell you this on 9/11/2024? That was the precondition state for knocking the towers down. That was the first time that the industrial military complex ever proposed to use a terrorist attack on American people in order to gain a military target that they deemed necessary. They thought the risk of Russian nuclear weapons 90 miles off the coast of Key West was worth.
Human shields everywhere. Daddy government takes good care of you. They care about you. The elites, they really care about you. Pay more taxes, bitch.
Earth to sacrifice few Americans. So, you as a scientist, I want you to think about this. Where else on the biology side did this come in? Well, you may not know about this part of the story. there's a guy who was a physician named Kurt. Oh God, don't let me blank on his name. Plotkin.
Okay.
Plotkin gets incorporated into SS with the Nazis. He gets put in Dachau and Auschwitz, and he starts to use mescaline, which is Mexican peyote, on the Jews that are in the concentration camps for one specific purpose, for mind control, so that they become more docile. From all these studies over there, that's where we find out about fluoride as a neurotoxin. It's where we find about the use of tin and transition metals. You'll remember this, I'm sure. It's also where we got the idea. The best atlas that's ever created for anatomy is Pernkopf's, Human Anatomy, which is anatomy of all the Jews that were dissected over there. So, like, these ideas are there, and guess who gets all this information? The industrial military complex of General Gross. And much like I said to you about Werner von Braun, they had huge problems with what the Nazis were doing, but they actually realized that a lot of things the Nazis were doing were very interesting to General Gross. He said these people are trying to develop a mind control program that's over there. So guess what Kurt Plotkin, what happened to him? After the Russians defeated the Germans, the U.S. Navy, through Operation Paperclip, brought over Kurt Plotkin. And guess what he did? He did the first studies on MK Ultra. MK Ultra started in the United States in 1953.
Was that the LSD studies?
Yeah. Well, he started first with mescaline, and he basically told the U.S. military, mescaline doesn't work well. Let's go to LSD. Now, if you listen to my RFK Jr. podcast with Rick, Bobby's the one. He goes, Jack, you must know, Sidney Adelson and what's his name? Blanking on it, Goldfarb. I'm still screwing the name up. I can't remember it. But anyway, I said to Bobby, yeah, I know who you're talking about. He was the guy that basically was involved with Plotkin and some of the other Operation Paperclip scientists that came over. And that is where that guy, he was a true psychopath, got the idea to drop aerosolized LSD on St. Louis in the mid-50s.
Chemtrail, LSD on the races. Let's see what happens. It's almost so crazy and inhumane. It's kind of badass. It's kind of base science. That's just LSD chemtrail these fools and see how docile they become. By the way, that's what I think most of these psychedelics are about, and why are they so freaking popular these days. Like the hippie movement was just a continuation of this. This happened in the 50s, 53, I think Jack said. Then the hippie movement in the 60s, 70s. It's just continuation to get the public hooked on these psychedelics. Because they really don't make your body and your brain work too well. Maybe there are some uses of them, maybe. I'm not expert on it, but like some controlled uses if you have some PTSD. You've been on these forever wars, fighting for these elites, which you never should do. You fucked it up, boy. But if you were and you saw some fucked up shit over there, and you had to do some fucked up shit, and you feel kind of messed up about it, it kind of broke your human spirit. Maybe these psychedelics can have some uses with some shamanic guy who knows how to use these things, not abuse them. But in general, in most cases that people use them these days, they just make their problems way worse. And actually Uncle Jack has a bunch of good science about them. And if your redox potential, which basically means how well your body works, how much electrons, how much energy you get out of your environment, or just how good your body works, the less effect these psychedelics can have on your brain, especially how good your brain's redox is. And he said when he tried some of them like cannabis and some of them when he was younger, it didn't have really any effect on him. And that's exactly what has been my experience like 95% of the time when I was younger and I tried some of these. Like they don't feel like anything to me. I just feel normal because I'm high on life already. And I would, like last time I tried, it wasn't that long ago, like it did absolutely zero to me. Absolutely zero. Now some of those freaking 420 weed guys come say to me, you didn't smoke that Snoop Dogg Cali Kush. Shut the fuck up. These psychedelics probably not too good for you. Anyway, do we got something more, Uncle Jack?
And this study was done early on in the MK Ultra, program. And then it morphed into other things where basically we go all the way through wires, we go all the way through electricity, through the things that we started this podcast with about why you feel better. And the US military started to realize that when you turned a DC electric current into light, and then you could weaponize the light, and then you could weaponize it further. So what was the iteration that happened between 53 and 2024? What is MK Ultra become? You have any idea, Alexis? Any idea at all? It's something that's going to shock you, because guess what? It's in your neck of the woods. Like,
Okay.
I'll tell you, it was celebrated by Barry Obama in 2013. So I just want to see if you know the new name.
Oh, the name of the program? I don't know if I know it. I don't know. Do I?
Brain Initiative
Okay.
program that started when Barry was the president in the United States, and it was, lauded as great things that we were going to find everything out we could about the human brain. We're going to map it all out. But what they didn't tell you is the propaganda kept the.
They always with that. This great thing, we're gonna figure this and that out, and we're gonna do on the side a little bit of nefariousness, a little bit of that evil satanic shit. We're gonna drop a little bit of LSD on people on the side, but we're gonna figure this and that out. We're gonna do some bad science. And we're gonna steal all of your money. And we're gonna make your taxpayer money work against your ass.
Lit on the link between the captured executive branch and the industrial military complex began, with General Groves, FDR, and Truman. And basically what happened was in 2013, we put $500 million into the program, and it becomes very obvious very quickly when you follow some of the work of the guys that were in control of it. You'll be shocked to know that some of your people in Princeton, people at Stanford, people at Harvard, people at Johns Hopkins, like all the people in academics that are linked to the original DARPA program. Because remember, where did the internet start from? That was ARPA. ARPA became DARPA, and it was a net that linked all these college universities together. Where'd that idea come from? General Groves with all the people that Oppenheimer put together. See, Oppenheimer's stuff in the desert was actually the first cerebral internet in physics. So what did they basically do? Then they rebuilt it. Here's the most interesting part of this to see the fractal develop. Eisenhower came back, and one of the good things he also took away from.
I think we can end here. If you want to know the most important thing, you can check the whole podcast out. But Uncle Jack, with that new truth napalm, so you can incinerate your brain cells with the truth. and burn the ignorance out of your thoughts, out of your consciousness. Because that's what we need to do. We need to drop those truth bombs everywhere to blow up that ignorance. Or maybe we don't. Maybe we should do what the archaics guy says. He says, we are not here to save the world. We're just here to pass by and have some fun. But if he really thinks about it like that, why does he make all these videos about all these important topics and try to educate people about this and that kind of important stuff, and also drop some nude truth bombs everywhere? So how about that? Let's go outside, shall we? I think we shall.